Hello, this is Richard Readings, and now we're going to move into a reading for Taurus. Taurus, moving through April and May, what transitions might happen, what energies are going to come into play, and how can we deal with them? So, Taurus, this one is for you, so let's go ahead. First card, Princess of Swords, which is about seeing, being discerning with your mind, having thoughts and being able to know what is the right thought and what is the wrong thought. Also, being in a place where you might feel a little bit stuck with your mind, like you keep going in circles or you feel like you might be held back. Maybe you can't reach your full potential because something isn't in place. So I want to know more about that to start. So for Taurus, what is happening that makes you feel stuck? What thoughts are coming up that make you feel stuck? There's thoughts dealing with structure, thoughts dealing with stability, maybe thoughts dealing with duty. This card can mean all of those things. In the positive light, it can mean that you feel stable right now with your finances. In the negative light, it might mean that you're in a place where you feel like your duty might be excessive, too much work. You have a lot of energy right now, especially in doing things, making things happen. So this is making you stuck a little bit in your mind because you've got all this energy. You also are in a place of comfort. So we've got these two things. I think you're feeling pretty comfortable with your finances right now. I think given the current status of the world, you are feeling okay. Like you are comfortable with your finances. Nothing is really scary about it. But you have this excess of drive and motivation, and that might be bubbling up and causing you to feel different thoughts and different emotions, maybe some anxiety, maybe some feeling of being stuck. Because it's hard to have all of this fire inside of you to do something new, to work on something, and not have any idea of what to put it towards. Even though you're usually pretty good at seeing what's right and what you should do, you're just in this point where you feel stuck. So how can Taurus move through this? What can Taurus do to get out of being stuck going through April and May? You're going to need to fight with your drive, with your motivation. Seven of Wands is all about sticking up for what you believe in and moving with it, fighting for it. You need to recognize that you're the magician and you can do whatever you have. You have all the tools at your disposal right now. And whatever you set your mind to and your drive to, you can complete. But you need to not get lost in your mind. This is the big part. This is what is holding Taurus back right now through April and May, is your mind. Because all of the cards about wands and fire are there. You have your structure, but really your thoughts are toxic right now for you, and you're really trying to find something to do because I think you're kind of going a little bit crazy with your thoughts. So what's gonna happen with the thoughts? What are we gonna learn with the thoughts? What do you need to know about these thoughts, Taurus? They might not all be good, but you do need to grow. So it is in a place where your emotions, you're kind of figuring out the difference between right and wrong with your emotions, with your thoughts. And there's maybe a darker side to what you think, something that doesn't come to light. And so that's going to appear. That's what you need to know about these thoughts. That darker side is kind of fueling this toxicity that's going into your thoughts. The Hermit. So something about being alone, being in quarantine, being in solitude is affecting you right now. And you're going to have to learn to deal with that. You're going to be alone, and being alone is not always a bad thing because in solitude you can learn the most. The Hermit is someone who is very wise but lives alone because they have learned so many truths that sometimes they don't need to be surrounded by people all the time. So this is going to be a period of probably loneliness and some darkness for you, but it's meant to be. The world is with you and all things are moving as they should. So we're hitting it in that your life is fine, everything is fine. It's just now these thoughts, these deeper, darker emotional issues inside of you that you're now having to sit alone with and focus on all by yourself. You can't cover them up anymore. And that feels not so good, but this is what's meant to happen. You have to go through that and find that recognition of yourself and knowing that this is a part of my heart. This is a part of my mind that's maybe not the best, but it is a part of me and I need to know about it. So what is the final outcome as far as this? Going forward, knowing that it's going to be difficult for Taurus mentally, you're going to feel stuck, and knowing that you can do whatever you want and that you're comfortable, but being alone with your own thoughts and with your own emotions is not the best. What is the outcome for this? What's going to happen after you go through this? King of Wands, which is all about knowing exactly where you put your desire. I know exactly what I want and I'm going to move and do it. That's going to come out of this as an outcome. A peace, a sense of peace. I think you're in an area of like argumentation. It might not be with anybody. The conflict might be solely with yourself, but after you go through this, you're going to be in a sense of peace where things are all out on the table and nothing is hidden anymore. These dark parts of your psyche are no longer causing you pain, causing you agony in your mind and making you overthink. So you're going to have a sense of peace in your mind with everything laid out and structured in the table in front of you. And it's going to cause you to be better, more complete financially, it's saying. So this might be something that you can apply to your finances once you have this understanding of this darkness and how to deal with it when you're in this solitude. You're going to be able to achieve even more than you were able to achieve before, because it'll strengthen other parts of you. It won't just be hard for the sake of being hard. It's there for a reason. The world is making you do this. All lines and pathways are taking you through this because you need to go through it. And the reason you need to go through it is because on the other side, you're going to be able to succeed even more than you could in the past. You're going to be in control of your fire. You're going to be in control of what you want. And to have a control of what you want is extremely powerful, because you move forward doing what you want, knowing, recognizing, and doing it. So Aquarius, good luck with this patch of solitude, with this quarantine. It might not be very easy for you emotionally. You're going to have a lot of darkness that pops up through it. But just remember that this is all for a reason, and you're going to be better on the other side.